Mr. Coffee, you're actually counting our simul games? How did you do that? Welcome, guys, to our stream here. It's Friday. I overslept a little bit. Alarm clock. Set the wrong alarm. You know about that, Mr. Coffee, I'm sure. You're always late. Nah, just kidding. Mr. Coffee's here at all hours, helping to moderate the stream. Appreciate it. Yeah, Nefedov has an enormous amount of games against me. 285 or something, we said? 286, 285. I'm surprised by that number. Arsenal had 87 simul games. 87? What? That seems a little high. Oh, Merle, yeah. Yeah, of course. Right. He only lost one or something. Yeah. Indestructible Zombie tends to do that to you. I can't believe I set the wrong alarm. But anyway, we're here. I'm just 5 minutes late. We're good to go. We can make up on the return trip, the time. It's quite humid here in Budapest. Check my messages. Alright, guys. We're ready to start. Ready to start Fast Friday. Taking challenges 5-3 through 7+3. Welcome to Mr. Coffee and Asterbait. Mr. Coffee, got a day off today? Is that right? These are my correspondence chess games. I set the wrong alarm. My phone has like dual alarms, so it's like the recurring alarm. I still don't understand why it didn't go off actually. Maybe I set it for PM instead of AM. It's really weird. It's not set for... I don't understand. I don't know. I'm still not sure why it didn't go off. But anyway, we're here. Got a challenge from Vishnu. Alright. Got 100 games. No, I asked that everybody that I play have 100 games, non-bullet. I can't close this. Alright, I decline. Declining challenges for players with less than 100 games. If you've got 100 standard, well-rated games with non-bullet, I will accept challenges. Just not even awake yet. Asterbait, Mr. Coffee, no challenges from you guys. Too late there. There's Asterbait. Alright, Asterbait putting himself on the line for the sake of the stream. 5+4. It's legitimate time control. Anything between 5+3 and 7. No, I said 5+3. I'm supposed to just play 5+3. I put the range in there. Let me correct the stream. But I accept your challenge because I miswrote the... We're supposed to just do 5+3 today. I'll accept the 5+4 for now. Alright, no. You're first. No, I'm just doing 5+3 today. I forgot. Let me fix this. So that way we can get to more challenges. Computer's lagging pretty substantially. Where's your move? Did you move yet? Or am I lagging? He didn't move. Asterbait, what's up, man? Feel free to make a move. I'm actually a little surprised Asterbait doesn't have more games with me. 85 is not enough. 100. We need 100 games. DJ Snake. 3+2. That's the wrong time control. Alright, 5+3 casual. Asterbait, why aren't you moving? Maybe I need to refresh my page. There it is. See? Just refresh the old page. Turn off the computer, turn it back on. I got a new battery for my mouse. Alright, Asterbait, I'm going to play e5. Take it easy on you. because I know you struggle with the Karo Khan. Just refresh your page. I think that usually helps. 5+3 challenges. I put it down at the bottom of the screen so you guys can see. We're only going to do one time control. Let me actually move it over so it's centered. I'm a little bit loopy. Still haven't woke up yet. Woken up. Is woken up? Woken up. I don't know, my computer's acting really weird. My everything is acting weird. I can't move this, now I can move it? Difficult, life is difficult. Astrobate giving you a little time odds. How can we confuse the Astrobate? Take him on in the Cochrane Gambit. I don't think he's actually had to play this against anyone good. It's sort of sound. I recommended this to him a while back. Very effective gambit against low-rated players. If Black knows what he's doing, he should be fine. Or up a piece. Astrobate sometimes doesn't do his homework. How did you do with that in school, by the way? How are you about doing your homework? Train. You can hear the trains sometimes. The train whistles. It's cool. I don't live that far from the station. One of the stations here in Budapest. Alright. So, CD. I don't know knight c3. CD, queen d4, knight c6, bishop c4 check, bishop e6, take, queen c4 check, king d7. That looks kind of fun. We got ambulances, trains. I'm sorry to have to decline challenges from guys. He's doing raid from Barbados with only 57 games. I can't accept that. Come back with a casual challenge in 100 games later. Yona Tona. That's cool. Yona Tona's in. Mr. Coffee's 5+3. Mr. Coffee, what's your new flag? You got Barbados? No. Close. Caribbean. No, it's Seychelles. That's not in the Caribbean. Whatever. It's some island somewhere. Alright, Kasiman 3+2. That's a popular time control. I'm not doing the 3+2 on the stream because it's too fast to commentate. So if you'd like to challenge me again to 5+3, I'm okay with that. Obviously, I can play 3+2, but the quality of the games while I'm talking about them isn't that high, thus the 5+3. We try to play a quality game. Otherwise, I would just play bullet chess and have 16,000 viewers. Alright, Astrobate here, this is what I thought. Now, where should my king go? My instinct was to play king d7, not to interfere with my pieces. But, I mean, e7 deserves some consideration. Yeah, basically, the Indian Ocean. Astrobate, what are you doing? You're just randomly jettisoning. He's randomly jettisoning everything here. Trying to get a check. The check is in the mail. Queen e8 is interesting. What if I don't want to move my king again? Oh man. Alright. Well, the queen b5 check is his idea there. Maybe I should have just taken with the knight last move. But at least this way I remain with a pawn. Protecting my king. This could get dangerous. Don't try this at home. I expected bishop f4. This is the type of position where Astrobate could be dangerous. My pieces aren't really mobilized. They are not fully mobilized. That's an issue. Some danger here. So I don't play people who created their account today. Cheaters. People who like to just show up, streamers. That's the rule. If you don't like it, no problem. Everyone else can just suggest their favorite time control. All right. Queen F5. Disposable accounts are rampant. I mean, it doesn't take a long time to play 100 games, seriously. It's not like I'm asking you to have 1,000 games. It means you have less than 100 games, you just created your account like yesterday or something. I mean, it's really not asking that much. All right, let's get out of here. I don't like to position my king now. I'm just going to forget about it. Rook A D1. Perfect piece placement. I got to get my king out of here. I'm in trouble. That's okay, we have a plan. Contingency plan. The problem is king c7 or something there. Whoa, what are you doing? That was unexpected. The contingency plan. Oh, I hung my g7 pawn. I was going to give him back the 2 pieces for the rook. Give him back the exchange, I mean. If he plays like knight b5, I would play king e8. Give him knight c7 check and just walk my king away to f8. That was the contingency plan. He's on another. Kind of annoying theme over there. All right. This is dangerous, but we'll see. Took a pawn. $13.48. I love the criteria check. Astrobate is amazing talent, but there seems to be something missing. He's not that organized. It's just almost 100% intuition, and he's like on from move to move with no plan. So he's like changing his plan every move. Because he's playing quickly, and he's playing on like visual sort of concepts. It seems like. Mostly always about the king. There's no pawn moves. I was telling him yesterday that he needs to understand, like, this is what I told him literally. You like, when was the last time you had a game where... Jesus, he's attacking my king again. I can't believe it. When was the last time you had a game where you queened a pawn? You know, I said, I must queen pawns in, like, I don't know, 30% of my games, but you never queen a pawn. If you can't win a game where you queened a pawn, I mean, that whole element of the game is gone. He doesn't listen to me. I've told him like 100,000 times. Use your time. But he still just keeps playing super fast. He doesn't look at the clock, he says. You know, this is an interesting game. Just throw it on the analysis engine and see if he was ever winning. I'm kind of curious if he ever had something here. Why is there no analysis engine allowed? It's weird look. Computer analysis. All right, there. I just want to see if I ever had a lost position, because I was kind of worried there. Did he ever have anything legitimate here? This has actually been played. Wow. In fact, Carlsen in 2019 playing this with white. We're following an actual line. I didn't think that this was playable. Knight c3, c5, knight c3. It's actually 16 games. Solskjaer is known to play this with white. Masturbate's actually done his homework. So the engine's calling this equal. Interesting. Wow. I suspected it wasn't sound, but it's actually fully equal. Solskjaer versus Rachagov, 2004. So did I make a mistake or something? Maybe CD is wrong. It looks like bishop e6 is wrong here. I probably looked at this and I forgot about it. The thing that scares me is knight takes d5, but now bishop e6. Anyway, we'll need to have a closer look at that. He was better at a couple points according to the engine here. Also at this point, he's slightly better, 0.3 advantage to white. Nice game, man. A little too fast. Yonatona, Mr. Coffee. Just don't play the Caro-Kann against him. He just melts down like the Wicked Witch of the West. That was fun. That was fun. But I gotta study that again because I don't remember now. All right, we're playing e4. Let's play sharp. I'm still not awake. Guys, please have 100 games and make it casual. It discourages people from cheating. The Elephant Gambit. Okay. You don't encounter the Elephant Gambit every day. So this is a pretty strong player. 200 games, 400 games. So I'm supposed to play Queen E2, right? This is like the romantic opening day. It's basically like a flock beer. I'm a little concerned, though, frankly. Is this even good for me? Bob Dylan played chess. I saw a friend of mine on Facebook posted an article or photo about Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan is not really my generation, but he's not a celebrity who gets that tag a lot. There were some famous photos of him sitting in front of the chessboard. So, just yesterday, in fact, that's why I bring it up. My king is stuck in the center. Not really very appealing. Get me out of here. Get me out of here now. I don't like the result of this opening. Once I faced the elephant gambit with white, and I don't remember, maybe I played knight takes e5. You're supposed to play knight takes e5? That doesn't seem right. Maybe you are supposed to play knight takes e5, then d takes e4, then bishop c4. Oh, rook e8 right away, a tricky move order. Interesting. So bishop g5, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, bishop takes g5, knight takes g5. Something like black has compensation. Problematic getting this bishop out. I really have no clue. You could have forced a draw. That's not something I expected there. Masturbate. Well, there's knight takes e4. He's going to have tactics with knight takes e4 at some point. Clearly. It's a question of when. But this doesn't seem like the right way to play against the elephant gambit, which is supposed to almost lose by force for black. It's just an unsound gambit. It shouldn't work at all. Of course, you know, easy to make a mistake. So to make sure he hasn't like won all the games he's played or something. I love accounts like that. 20-0. I don't want to play against someone who's like 20-0 lifetime on lichess. Once in a while you run into someone like that. They've played 300 games on lichess and they've won like 248. 3 draws, no losses. Okay, this looks interesting. Let's see. Bishop takes c3, knight takes d5, castles. Knight takes c3, rook takes d8, knight takes c2, check. I lose the exchange there. The problem is my queen in this position. Okay, bishop takes, knight takes rook d1. Knight takes c3, rook takes d8. Bishop takes, knight takes, rook d1. Now I need time to like move my queen and then move my bishop. Or I can let him destroy my pawn structure with b takes c there, which doesn't seem very appealing. So the question is now, what's the best move? Giving him the pawn back, but I need to get myself developed. The problem is rook d1, knight takes c3, looks good for black. No, not rook d1, castle's queenside, I mean. So we need a good move here. Queen e4 lets my pawn structure get destroyed. I was thinking rook d1, but it doesn't solve the problem with my king. Maybe just bishop back to d2, castle's queenside. Welcome guys to my stream. We're just playing Viewer Friday. It's just open challenges to people with 100 games or more. Not a lot of requirements. I just ask that you have 100 rated games, non-bullet. Bullet in my universe doesn't signify anything. Anything longer than bullet, 100 games, and a casual challenge. Unitona, he satisfies the requirement. 433 games. So this is what I figured. Now I didn't know what to do. He's unpinned himself, and I need to get developed. Where to put my queen? My queen doesn't have a good place to go. That's the entire problem since the opening. The queen has never had a good place to go. All right. I guess I can put it on d4 if I have to. But the important thing is to be able to move this bishop on f1. Mean Vasily Smyslov. I think this was a very successful elephant gambit for black. Who plays the elephant gambit seriously? And like knows it really well. Queen b6. Looks like an awfully good move. Wait, why did I play that? I could have played bishop d3. Bishop d3 first. I'm an idiot. Alright. Yeah. I meant to play bishop d3. That was the whole point of queen e4. Bishop d3 threatening queen takes h7 check would force him to play likely f5 or g6, weakening his king side. This is a stupid move. Queen d4 not nearly as good. I basically wasted the tempo. I have a free tempo for development there. Man, that was bad. Very, very stupid. His tactics with 95. They might not quite work here. I'm about to get out. I can sack a pawn with e6 or try. I can take with the queen. No, I drop a pawn. Really? It's supposed to be 1800 in bullet. Extremely tricky moves there. All right. It looks like f5 is a mistake, strategically. Man, what an opening. I totally butchered this. Oh man, good game. Alright. I don't know how to play the white side of the elephant gambit. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, e takes d5 is the right move. But this variation, I don't like it. What's going on here? So this is like best play. Now queen takes d5 is considered to be the main move here. Maybe the elephant gambit isn't that bad. We should ask someone on sound to play it. Our favorite gambit player here on my stream. Wow, what a move. Bishop e7. This is interesting. Tronius is a game going back to 1993 with white. Wow. It actually feels very dangerous. Chava Balog. I don't know where Chava Balog played Dennis Montecruzes, but that's weird. Wow, a3 is the best move according to the engine. Stopping bishop b4. Who would think you have time for that after a move like queen e2? I would be terrified. I was like losing here. I played like Tronias, rook e8. Exactly. I feel better. I feel better. Bishop b4. So this is Igor Belov with black. Best move according to the engine. Improving on Mukidov. Mukidov. Yeah, Mukidov played castle's queenside. I looked at that, but I didn't see a place to put my queen, you know? Let's see, bishop c3, bishop c3. Knight takes e4, and like, where do you put your queen? Queen c4. What I failed to see was knight takes f2, queen d4 in my analysis. Hitting g7 and f2. I get it. So that's possible. Mukidov could be right because of queen c4. The favorite move of chess engines everywhere. So it's actually a really good game, opening-wise, for both sides. This is a new move. e5, bishop takes c3, takes with a knight. Now I need a move. Rook d1's best. Wow. So we played best moves, and then I played queen e4, also the best move, and then I blundered after queen b6. This is actually a really good game. Instructive. Well played by both sides. Why didn't I play like bishop d3 at least here? This is better for white. But apparently I had knight g5, so his move is a blunder. Queen b6 is a blunder, and I just failed to exploit it. He should play knight d7 right away with a playable but slightly worse position. All right, no, fun. That was interesting. I feel better that I played it. I played it kind of correctly. I thought I had screwed it up. That's kind of uncomfortable for white, actually. Surprisingly uncomfortable. I didn't think the elephant gambit was that playable for black. But that's a very obscure line with bishop e7. Wow. All right, let's keep it up. Good luck, Mr. Coffee. So what's that, Carlson Kasimjanov? What are you talking about, dude? What is all those numbers? What are all those numbers, Masturbate? You playing bingo? Chess bingo? Mr. Coffee with the French defense. My favorite. All right, let's do it. Open position. Open sesame. Guys, I'm taking challenges indiscriminately against everyone who challenges me 5+3 with 100 rated games. Non-bullet. Because bullet isn't chess. Knight f6. Alright, so this looks correct. Correct. Wow, last game was actually... We had some two interesting openings. The Cochrane Gambit in the first one, and the Elephant Gambit in the second. That's cool. Interesting openings, GP Bear. Two very good and interesting openings. First two games. So classic shirt. It's starting to get old though. I wish I had a couple more of these. So Mr. Coffee plays c6. We looked at a game like this on Thursday, wasn't it? You know what? I do a lot of lessons with people, and sometimes I get confused about what I looked at in the lesson and what I looked at on my stream. I definitely saw a game with c6 this week, but I can't remember where I saw it. Do you remember that? Anybody? The problem with black is that the knight can't go to c6, and I encounter this in the Petrov. I'm very surprised by the next move, though, knight on bd7. That's not really a priority. I would get your king side developed. You remember? So it was your game. You would remember if it was one of your games. Yeah, knight on bd7 seems strange. Like he should get his king out of the center. It's blocking his bishop, too. You'd think like you want to let that get out somehow. You know something about knights on d7, Miro? Never pondered the relative values of knights on c6 versus d7 lately. I'm going to take here. Try to kill this knight on d7. You have some experience for them. You know what? This is Mr. Coffee should play knight takes d5. I don't know whether I did the right thing there. If he takes with a knight on d5, then his other knight has a decent place to go, probably on f6. But I think this may be not as good. I suspect his knight is incorrect. Nowhere good to go. It gets in the way of the bishop on c8. Its best chance is like f8 or like b6 now. Back to where it came from. I don't know why he played knight on bd7 so early. Does seem strange. Okay, so bishop e4, you're pinning nothing. Now what should white do? You're discouraging rook e1. I mean, that's the only benefit of bishop e4 here. Taking the fun out of rook e1, perhaps. This is looking similar to your game, Miro. Symmetrical structure, not that easy for white. Queen b3, knight b6, queen b3, queen b3. Queen a5, some people might choose to play here. It's a somewhat artificial square, you might say. And on a3, we can decide whether to move our bishop or not. Just a joke, and it's an inside joke, but did see a very similar position this week. Queen b3. So we're doubly attacking d5 and the bishop on b4. He doesn't really want to give up his dark square bishop. He could give it up. You know, it's not like cutting off his right arm if he takes on c3, but you got to think about the fact that that's a good bishop. I have the bishop pair, obviously. Difficult decision. I'm not a huge fan of c6, you know, for black. I probably would prefer not to play that, and then the second move is knight on bd7. I want to look at this game afterwards, just for a minute, to see about the opening. Okay, so now we have a question. I mean, I don't really see any benefit in taking with the b pawn here. It's not like my d4 pawn needs to be supported or something. I'm gonna keep the structure. Even if he has like knight e4 with tempo, bfd, doesn't really do anything, you know. I will say though, on the record, that symmetrical pawn structures are probably not that bad. If you have to face the bishop pair, you'd rather your opponent had a symmetrical structure. Bishops like dynamic pawn structures. There is a kind of dynamism to the position. I mean, there's an isolated pawn for both sides. That does make it a little more dynamic. Now the knight actually has a couple of squares. Here, here. Very routine feeling move, bishop f4. I'm attacking his c7 area. Doesn't do anything though. I mean, it's air. I'm attacking air basically with bishop f4. But bishop g5 didn't seem that appealing either. I mean, objectively it might be more active though. It's just not really a powerful pin. Yeah, this is the problem. He's going to hit me with tempo now, with the knight. White has a very small advantage. I have no idea what my best move is. Mr. Coffee's actually playing faster than me. So I have to pick up the pace and sort of make like random moves now without a plan, which I don't like. I mean, Rookie 1 is a general move. It's okay. But I still don't feel like I have a plan. Kind of like Acerbate didn't have a plan in the first game after the opening. He was just like moving from one, you know, primitive threat to another without really a deeper plan. That's how I feel right now. Generally, you don't want to play chess like that where you don't have a deeper plan. Questions. Tactics. Questions and tactics. Bishop takes h7 check. I wish that worked. Knight g4. I don't really know what to do. It's a very tough call where to put my pieces. Like g3. I almost have tactics with knight g4, bishop h7. But my queen is going to get hit by the rook, and this pawn is going to need to be protected. Maybe I could have gone here anyway. Probing. I like my bishop pair. The e3 bishop is still not hopeless. If I put it on g3, I was concerned about stuff like knight h5, hunting it down. I felt like on e3 it was more restricted, but it might be like difficult for him to take it out, to attack it with a knight or something. His bishop is in a serious quandary right there. I can't stay on g4. It's in a serious quandary? Can you say that? Is that grammatically correct? Not really. Alright, we're just making quick moves in a position where white is slightly better. It's in a quandary, seriously. It's like California Valley Girl talk. I'm definitely American. Living in Budapest, though. They would have no idea what I'm talking about. Try to keep it understandable. What am I doing? Damn it. Probing the darkness. Oh, you got tricks for every occasion. I have a cool move here. Doesn't work though. Other than that, it was good. Yes. No, I'm not winning by force. Right, so I'm not even winning by force. Rook takes e7. Rook c8 check. King, knight f8, whatever. Okay, I was winning. I am winning. Didn't see bishop f4. But Mr. Coffee, all right, what happened there? Yeah, I'm not a fan of c6. It has the best score. Look at that. But that I saw earlier this week. This move has the best score if you go by pure statistics, but 46 games is not a significant sample size. I don't think any statistician is going to contradict me on that. That is not a statistical sample size significant, and so c6 is probably not really better. The other moves are better. Okay, so c6, knight f3. Yeah, I'm not a fan of knight on bd7. Not one game with knight on bd7. You have a different interpretation of chess than most of your contemporaries. You got to get your king out of the center. I mean, it's an open e-file position. Theoretical novelty. On the plus side, it's not that bad. But what I'm curious about was this move here. I mean, if your knight has nowhere to go, then you have to take with a knight on d5. First of all, trying to trade pieces. Secondly, giving your knight a square, possibly on f6. That was best. Dude, I had no inaccuracies, no mistakes, no blunders. Playing good now. Playing well, even. All right, so Kasiman. This is a new player, Have I played Kasiman? No. All right, I guess that's 100 games. So Cat Stevens. Does he have 100 games? It's 5 plus 4, but we'll let it slide. People who try to bend the rules. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan was a pirate. Hey, it's Miro. Fat President. All right, we got good challenges. 5 plus 3. Mr. Coffee, good games. Or good game. We've had all good games. Interesting openings today. I'm gonna go with my Sicilian, which is my main opening. I play a bunch of different variations of the Sicilian defense. It's not good to be too predictable, so I kind of mix it up. C3, so tough. It's solid for white. All right, so you got to play. I've looked at knight f6. I've suggested this idea. Experimental. But it's not really great. The best moves are d5 and bishop g7. c3 I think is even better against g6 than most setups. I played it myself, I think. I don't play the c3 Sicilian normally. Now this is strange. I think I had someone play the exact same thing against me the other day. Are you like a Smurf account, Kasiman? Someone just like last week played the exact same variation against me. This is quite an unusual move. I think Farago Shandor played this against me in an IM tournament 20 years ago. Well, maybe it wasn't that long ago. Maybe it was, actually. This is an unusual move, and I recognize it as being played against me recently, and it's really pretty rare. So it's possible, but it says I haven't played Kasiman. Some people have like 5 different accounts that they alternate with. That's why, I ask. We see that very prevalently. No, that move isn't what I was afraid of. I'm not really afraid of anything. I just want to make sure knight e5 doesn't work. Knight e5, queen e6, queen a4 check, knight c6. Black is at least equal, but e5 is different. All right, I mean, theoretically, I guess this is okay for white. Generally speaking, you don't want to trade off your white square bishop when you have pawns on the dark squares. But it's probably not that bad. White has a space advantage. He can play this position. There are some weaknesses on the white squares in the position, but it's not that easy for black to exploit it again, like with limited space here, let's say. The queen is strangely placed on d7, normally in this kind of line. adjust my seating here. So the knight on b1 typically has to go to a3 or d2. If I exchange on d4, I give him a good square at c3. This is a point that I try to make to people. It's not an indifferent capture on d4. If you play c takes d4, you're helping white have a good square for his knight. So you want to be extra careful about that kind of thing. I'm not sure. I don't think this is good for me. This is an impulsive move. I don't think queen f5 helps my position. I have a problem getting my knight out. I can try queen e4 check, bishop e3, knight h6. Queen e4 check, bishop e3, knight h6. My queen is close to getting trapped there because of knight g5. He'd have to castle first, then my queen is just in a very bad place. I never should have played queen f5. Don't do what I just did. I mean, it's more or less like hope chess. Do as I say, not as I do. Hope chess, and he sort of resolves the problem for me. Still, both sides are okay here, but I think bishop e3 calls the question about my queen. You know, this is a more convenient move that he doesn't have to worry and think too much about. But I think that in this variation, both sides are fine here. It was much more dangerous for me, especially if he plays bishop e3. Yeah, I can play the Sicilian. It's my preferred defense to e4. I'm not sure it was a good idea to play bishop takes h6. Debatable decision there. Now black is microscopically better, I would say. But I see this a lot. People playing ridiculously fast. He has 4 minutes left, and like we're almost halfway through the game. A3 is a bad move. I mean, I mentioned this earlier, but he's got all pawns on dark squares and no white square bishop. There is a technical problem here that I missed. Hopefully it is only a technical problem. Could be kind of, yeah, this is complicated now. Very tactical player. Almost no decisions based on strategy. It's just like one sharp little calculation after another. This idea of getting in here, then another idea over here. But he's very sharp tactically. He sees the tactics every time. Plays very quickly. Probably a player who's done a lot of work on like tactics, puzzles, but not so much on strategy. And that's standard. I mean, it's easier to learn tactics than it is strategic chess. I mean, my basis is that I'm going to get this important pawn here, hopefully on d4. The basis of my thinking. How about bishop e7? Doesn't really matter. I'm going to get the important pawn at d4. He's going to take out one of my pawns over there. Black should be slightly better. But again, I think a lot of people can't make an adjustment to the time control we're playing. I can play, not increment. It's actually kind of a tricky situation. WG Loof. WG Loof. WG Loof. Welcome. Jim is here. Everybody's here. The whole crew. This guy's impressive, though. I mean, played the opening kind of wrong, but insanely fast, without making blunders, and kind of good basic strategy. Tactics are good. Insanely fast, though. Imagine if we were playing sudden death. Because that's the impression I get. He thinks that we're playing sudden death. But it's not. If it's sudden death, I'm lost here. Look at that tactic he just played. Threatening knight takes d5. Whoa. Oh my god. It's kind of touch and go. I might have been worse, Now I can probably win a pawn. Try to grind him down. Just a blunder. He played a great game. I mean, until the end, where he just hung a piece there, but sort of lost patience. This was touch and go until the very end. I don't think I even had an advantage till he dropped the e5 pawn. It's crazy. Now we can relax and reel him in. But I'm going to guess that you don't play any increment time controls. It just doesn't have a point to continue now. Extremely fast. Can't take it with you. Right, Blobix? So check this guy out. I mean, he played a good game. Look at this, how stupid I am. By the way, is that my game with Farago Shandor? Yeah, it's right there. 1998. 22 years ago. Shandor just plays random stuff. Sometimes he doesn't really know a lot of theory, or at least he doesn't try to play it. I don't understand what that was. That's the only game I ever beat him, I think. No, maybe I beat him twice. But this is weird. So E5. Stefan Juric played 95. I was worried about that. You know, I said in analysis. The point would be like Queen A4 check, I thought. This is Juric against Guseynov. That guy is a grandmaster. I mean, he's an old grandmaster. He was like high 2500s in the 80s. So he's playing with Gadir Guseynov there in 2018. When I was learning chess, Stefan Juric was a known entity. Now he's dropped down to my rating level. Yeah, this I thought was interesting. 95. But anyways, look how bad this move is, Queen F5. This is just moronic. Don't do this, you know? I mean, this is such a stupid move. I actually had Queen G4. That's more interesting. That's a more interesting move than Queen F5. Queen F5 was just utterly stupid. And so now he plays Queen D2, and then another stupid move by me, Queen E4 check. Now if he just plays Bishop E3, my queen is like entombed and in danger of getting trapped. And I've screwed up the entire position. I was totally confused what would happen here, like Knight H6, castles, Knight F5, and I was scared my queen was trapped. It looks like it's not quite trapped though. It would have been complicated. But that's what I was afraid of. And even in the endgame, when we got to the endgame, I mean, I was better, okay, whatever. But here he sets up some sort of devious tactic with like Rook C1. I was concerned somehow his pawns could come up and protect that pawn on F6. I guess it's not so easy. F4, and I'm still better. If only he could protect that pawn with like G5. Alright, let's play some more. I've got too many challenges. I'm not going to get to all these challenges, guys. No rated games. Nobody with less than 100 games, please. And I'm probably not going to play this many games. Berenzen, we're going to miss you. Don't anybody else challenge. It's supposed to be 5-3. It's 5-4. I'm going to let this slide. Chess for Bunnies. That's my new book out. The new Bunny series. This chess player I know, who's the actual author of Chess for Dummies, Jim Eade, from California. He did like some political cartoon I saw. It was funny. He had all the world leaders around the chessboard. I saw this on Facebook the other day. John Fedorovich put it up, and so all the world leaders are there. Putin and Merkel are at the chessboard, and the others are crowded around. And Trump is like reading Chess for Dummies, which I thought was funny. Bishop G5. All right, what are we gonna do? It's the Leningrad. This is an unusual move. Castles. E4. Castles E4, D6. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, I normally play the main line here, C5. I was thinking of something else. 11-dimensional chess. When you dumb it down, he doesn't understand. Knight F3. All right. So this is actually an English opening now. Never play Queen A5. There may be one situation where you want to do it, though. If I force him to retreat, this type of position, maybe queen a5 right away. cd4, knight d4, queen a5. Seems right. So everything goes with check. Now he has to play that move. Now queen d8, and we agree to withdraw by repetition. Not a joke. I mean, queen d8 is probably one of black's better moves in this position. Not really sure what I'm supposed to do. d5 maybe. He's threatening a3. I guess knight c6 seems logical. Just developing a piece. Then again, a3 doesn't work. That's nice. Go for a3. Get the miniature in the bag for today. Bag another bunny. I mean, a3 might work, but it's actually kind of complicated. I don't see it as optimal for white. Do they make actual Star Trek chess sets? I have the one from the Danbury Mint. It's pretty bad. Tried to sell it at my estate sale, but no, wait. Yeah, I couldn't unload that. Okay, I don't have to take on c3, right? Like, I might want to keep my dark square bishop. So let's, how strong is this player? It's got 24 games of Blitz. It's 27 classical and 78 rapid. Everybody's like the same. They all have 100 games. Where are all these people coming from that have 100 games? Everybody signed up like last week to lichess.org. It's kind of weird. They all signed up at the same time. They all have the same amount of games. Here I was thinking of taking, but I don't know where to put my queen. Bishop f8 is the other option, I guess. It looks kind of dangerous. Bishop f8. Bishop e7, knight d5, I don't like it. It may not be that bad. May not be that bad. Not too many people who play the white side of the Leningrad are going to react like this. Almost nobody plays the Leningrad transposing to the English, first of all. If you wanted to play the English, you would play the English. But he's reacted really well. Now I've got to move my queen. If e4, for example, maybe queen c7. Or the other option. White is slightly better here. What kind of leather is it? Astrobate. Cowhide. Vegan leather. Grass. Earth leather. So what's he thinking about? What is there to think about here? I guess you could play b4, actually. b4, not a half bad move. After bishop d2, this is like the best move. I don't know. Possible I missed something here. Maybe queen b6 is the most accurate, something like that. I'm going to bet. There comes the ambulance now. But I'm going to bet that this is probably like my best move, some sort of subtle move. Queen b6, e3, with equality, according to Stockfish. I can play queen d8. He seems to have left the building. Speaking of queen d8. Maybe my best option here. My queen does not belong on a5 anymore. And things are equal, approximately equal. Maybe I should try like d6 if I'm playing for a win, objectively. I thought I saw move 11, but that's not him. All right, well, we equalized. That was a close one. He could have played knight d5. I don't understand. He like thought forever and didn't do this, but knight d5, queen d8, knight e7, queen e7. White's slightly better, but it's maybe not a big deal. But not a lot going on there, and not very promising for black, honestly. I have this. My central pawns with e5. White sort of drifted. He's drifted after a really interesting opening. He's now like slightly worse. But it may not be that bad. Queen on the c file works both ways. Maybe could even be a good thing. cd5, cd5, knight b5, bishop a6 maybe. Weakening his king side. Black's center is strong, so we're slightly better. This is the defining feature of the position. It's like a Grunfeld. His queenside majority not as useful. Some time pressure here. I'm letting him exchange on e6. I have the better bishop, better center. I try to treat positions holistically because we're not computers. If we accumulate enough advantages, we'll find a way to win. That's my basic philosophy. Might have d4 now. I mean, in a moment when it might be kind of inconvenient for white. The goat. b2 is hanging, but my queen is close to trapped if I take it. You can take on a7 as well. I'm not super fond of that. This looks a little more interesting. Of course he has b4. The safest way, not the safest way to do this. Oh. I'm having hallucinations now. It's a funny position. unexpected move. This king is just out there in the middle of the wild blue yonder. So he's losing a piece now, at the very least, if not getting mated. I'll take it. Seventh rank. That is not good. I probably had a faster win somewhere. Didn't have mate in 1. I guess I should have played queen g2 there, but whatever. Whatever. Eventually, takes me a while to see these mates in 1. It's not my strength. No, interesting opening, man. This was an interesting opening. I'm curious if I misplayed this. I probably did. I'm sure I did. So, a very rare move, knight f3 there. I really ought to commit this to memory. h6 seems to be better, to try to get him to put his bishop on h4, off the diagonal, to get him off this retreat diagonal. If I do the same thing after getting him to play bishop h4, it's like no problem with that bishop coming back to d2. It's still not a big deal for white though. So this. Albert played this way against Gulko in 1977. That must have been the Soviet Union. That's funny. That's before those guys immigrated. They played each other in some kind of Russian championship or something. Gulko and Albert were strong back in 77, especially Gulko. So bishop d2. It looks like queen a5 isn't my best move. Here, by the way. Queen a5 is always bad. It just appeals by its forcing nature. The cognoscenti play h6. Yevgeny Alexeyev, Mikhail Shisin. I don't know. Alright. So I played exactly like Albert. But our opponent played knight takes c6 here, which I think is a good move. See, this is the kind of variation that I'm expecting. You know, a3, bishop e7, knight d5, queen d8, knight e7, queen e7. The very tiny advantage to white. I did the same thing with b takes. Here I thought forever, and I did even consider bishop f8. But I was unconvinced. Exactly like e4 or something. It's a very strange Sicilian where my bishop is still back on f8. This is pretty risky. So I played this, and I'm willing to concede knight d5, and he didn't do it. This is the whole point. You know, the white is slightly better after this, and there's nothing I can do about it. And the other line is really good. Maybe b4. Actually, I thought b4 and c5. Why is this not okay for white? It surely seems reasonable. All right. I escaped another opening disaster. Bob Dylan's up, and then hey, it's Miro. And we've got an hour left in the stream, so we'll probably get at least 4 games in. Someone on sound, you're on the margins there. Not sure we're gonna get to him. Maybe. Someone on sound, good to see you. Yeah, very early there. That's not really. I would qualify that as evening. 5:30 a.m. man. You must have some chickens in the backyard. The birds here start chirping at like 4:15 in the morning. That's extremely irritating. All right, Bob Dylan, I promised to play. Well, I promised if you were white, I'd play the Sicilian, but I'm white. Sorry about that work thing. Classical. This is not that common. Classical Roy Lopez. I was thinking about trying this for black. It's not easy though. Not an easy variation to play. I've played castles and c3 both against it. Is f5 some kind of crazy gambit here? I must seem like I'm an opening file, but I actually am not. Oh, this move. Okay, this is known. This is like the... Now I'm trying to remember the name of it. Similar to the Ponziani. It's a Ponziani where I played bishop. That's weird. It's a Ponziani where you played d5, I played bishop b5, and you played bishop c5. Does that make sense? We played the Ponziani. Yeah, you answer with d5, and then instead of the main moves, like, I guess, queen a4, or queen a4 is main line there. Bishop b5 is a line. Is this a real thing? Knight takes e5, queen g5. Skeptical. Knight takes e5, queen g5, d4, queen takes g2, queen f3. That's pretty problematic. Queen f3, knight f3, pawn e4. And I don't know. I don't know what this is. Do you have bishop f2 check or something? No. This seems like the only move. But I'm confused. d5 is definitely not considered a normal move. I just think I've seen it played before. The normal move is knight f6. But maybe my move is too hasty. Though you gotta do something. I'm not really that into like taking on d5 and developing his pieces for him, honestly. And I just can't sit there and do nothing. And we had queen a5 last game, so I'm not really inspired to play queen a4. But queen a4 might be legitimately dangerous, because I have the threat of queen c5 or queen c6 check and takes on c5. It's certainly a normal Ponziani move. I don't know, maybe queen a4 is worth it. I have never played this position in my life. I was looking at queen g5, d4, queen g2, all forcing moves, queen f3. No. f4 seems stupid. I could play rook f1, but then bishop h3. So I thought I would just try to trade queens with queen f3. I love endgames. But after queen f3, pawn e4. And we also have this theme in a lot of positions, bishop h3, but I don't see, give me this with check. Maybe. That looks kind of dangerous. The understatement of the year. I would assume you're getting mated after bishop h3, queen f7 check in some way. So, not surprisingly, we have this endgame. The black has to be careful. It looks like he's barely holding on. He has to take on e4, or otherwise I think he's just busted. Only move. So he's temporarily up a pawn, but his bishop's hanging. I don't know how to evaluate pawn takes c5, pawn takes f3. It's an endgame where I'm slightly better, but it's not clear. I was hoping for something better. The other obvious try is knight e5. Knight e5, bishop's attack. I'm threatening knight takes c6. But it's not that convincing either. Knight e5. Knight e5, bishop d6, knight c6, a6. Then I have bishop a4, and then he has bishop d7. It's ridiculous. Then d5. It's not that clear. It's ridiculously black is holding on here. I could have just gotten the pawn back with knight g5. Or gone to the endgame with d takes c. I keep like searching for something that's not there. Like there's going to be a win. That just... Dude, it doesn't work. He has just moved the bishop to d6. Knight c6, a6. Bishop a4. Bishop d7. Black hangs on. I mean, I could play d5. But I'm not even up material. Surprisingly, he found all the moves I suggested. The resulting position is completely unclear. I have no idea who's better now. Maybe he's memorized all that. Equal material. Endgame. He's watching the stream. A lot of people prefer not to listen to me talk while they're playing because it messes with you. You know, it definitely messes with you. If you want to think for yourself, it can be a disadvantage. Totally. You could just do what I say, but I mean... I had this experience while playing with strong players. Maybe online, you're at somebody's house and they're playing a game and you make suggestions while they're playing. It just messes with them. I mean, so it's better to just like tune out the stream when you're playing. Got his bishop. Now he has to play rook takes. I'm not sure what he should have played. Maybe bishop e7. Probably he should have found a way to save his soul. It is very confusing if you listen to me while you're playing. You gotta decide between what I say and what you think, you know, and that's not an easy thing to do, obviously. Now he's lost a pawn, and it's a very dangerous pawn. Clearly. But his pieces are all in the vicinity, so not so easy for me. He's got the bishop and the rook blockading, and his knight is in the vicinity, so I'm going to have to get all my pawns moving on the queen side, like the whole thing. I could get mated here. Wow. That looks like a strong move. Knight d5. This is close. Not happy about this move. I could just lose the pawn. Looks like I'm just losing the pawn. Not in that line, though. He had a better move there. He's still probably hanging on. Knight f5 and take out the pawn. Look at this. He's still hanging on. Knight f5. Oh, I see. I don't have to give him my bishop. I wasn't confident here. That pawn is very precarious on c7. Did he have a better move like last move, though? Yeah, I thought knight b6. But okay, it's not an easy endgame. I just want to see if this is a real line. It is, right? d5, it's known. Knight takes c5 isn't great. Okay. The engine actually likes it. That's funny. So there's a bunch of games. This is like the Cosio. It's called Cosio variation or something, isn't it? Apparently not. Konikowski. I guess Cosio is f5. Cordell Gambit. No, I forget what the Cosio is. So this is Konikowski. That's funny. The best move is knight takes c5 and nobody plays that. I instantly went into it. d4. Queen g2. But here this is important. So the engine thinks rook f1 is better. Ari Ziegler. I don't know. This move, wow. Just simply rook f1. So I was kind of a chicken here. Despite popular beliefs, white isn't really better. Yep. Oh, bishop d7 right away is possible. That's actually more accurate. See, you shouldn't have listened to me. Now that's surprising. Wow. You just do it that way and just recapture. Play this position. You're slightly better. Interesting. So we learned something about rook f1 is better than the surprising. But it's possible that the theory is right, that my knight takes e5 is overrated. Alright, I'm playing e4 today, for whatever reason. Reverse Scottish. Interesting way of looking at it. Castles is better than c3. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Jim? Castle's better than c3. Bishop c4. Puke. Come on. It goes against all of my principles. It's Nimzovician. It's a really perverse kind of hypermodernism there, someone on sound. I can't do that with a clear conscience. All the trash talk that I've made about how bad the hillbilly gambit. I'm discriminating against hillbillies. It's not PC to say hillbilly. All right, knight f6. No, the hillbilly gambit. I don't know who gave it that name, but probably Jack Young. No, actually, who knows? Jack might have just picked it up from someone else. It's not clear where the name originated, but it could have been Jack. So bishop e4. All right, let's play CD. Mr. Coffee looks almost familiar, but it's not the same thing. Though it could be if he plays ED and he had started with C6 in the Exchange French. But I decided to play the theme of open games today. It's my open games theme. Once I had an idea to do a classical opening stream, but then somebody was like, no, that's boring. So he did the Vadaj Laszlo. Braden Bordeval and Vadaj Laszlo. Vadaj Laszlo is deceased. He was a lesser known Hungarian grandmaster who I played when I first visited here in the late 90s. He was a Caro-Kann player, very solid. He was a strong player in the 70s. Okay, well, anyway, subsequently I had draw with him, and I always thought this was kind of a weird move to play ED, but it's actually quite solid for black. You guarantee your bishop will have access to being developed. So I kind of grew up on like Karpov playing the black side of the Caro-Kann, and Karpov would always take with a knight, like his match with Kamsky in 94 candidates. I think I had a game once out of one of your French lines, Mr. Coffee, here. There's no time for h3. If I play h3, rook e8 check, bishop e3, knight e4, something like that. So I have to castle. I must have had this game with those guys. No, I mean, I talk about having a game with Vadaj Laszlo, but I'm not sure we actually played in this line. I had a different Caro-Kann with him, but I just saw him play it against other people. I definitely played Borneval. He's a master from New Hampshire, who was also a very good low stakes sit and go poker player. We were both supernovas on Poker Stars playing sit and goes back in the day, like. But I don't think he plays much chess. Bishop g4. It's logical. I was hoping you wouldn't do that. I wanted to play h3, but I wanted to castle first. I can't do both. But what's the refutation? Do we go like h3, bishop h5, g4? Probably not after castling. So it becomes an interesting question. This definitely didn't happen in my game with Borneval. I don't remember. Probably h3 isn't a bad move. I don't think it has a lot of downside, but I'm not necessarily going to play g4. It makes like allowing bishop takes f3, g takes f worse, probably. If I ever had any idea of allowing bishop f3, g takes f, I'd rather have my pawn back on h2 and put my king on h1, like Joseph Henry Blackburn. It slightly weakens my king side. He has to play bishop h5. Bishop f3 is kind of boring. Well, I shouldn't say has to. I mean, you could definitely play this. Bishop f3, queen f3, knight c6. Bishop e3, and white is slightly better. Yeah, I shouldn't say that you have to play it. Bishop h5, g4. g4 doesn't seem right. But it's very hard to get out of the pin now. Basically impossible. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't know how to get out of the freaking pin. And queen d3 is the only other way to get out of the pin, and that'll just walk into bishop g6. Kind of makes me feel stupid about playing h3. I guess I'm threatening bishop takes f6. So what does black do? What do you do? Thinking inside the box. Definitely clickbait title. Sounds trendy. Agard writes a lot of books. He's one of these people who's in charge of some chess publishing business. Better to just write your own books. Bishop g5, knight c6, yes. No, I was thinking maybe bishop e7. You come back. So what's this? Bishop takes f6, queen f6, knight takes d5. Bishop f3, no. You have to go queen back or queen d6. All right. I don't know. White might still have something here, or have something for the first time. I thought he could just play bishop e7. I mean, okay, maybe white is slightly better somehow, but I don't really see it. Bishop e7. What do I do next? You're going to be coming with knight c6 on the next move after bishop e7. It would be ugly to play g takes f here. I would think long and hard before doing that. You're so jaded, that's why I like it here. Yeah, exactly. I try to be as sarcastic and mean as possible. I was trained by, not really trained, but I grew up playing chess with an extremely jaded, sarcastic person, so he rubbed off on me. Queen d6. Bishop h7 check. King h7, knight g5 check. There's nothing there. I mean, I guess we should just take his bishop out, right? And then bishop e4. Even here, it's not that bad for black. I'm probably missing something better, something tactical. I'm just going to play bishop e4, but he surprised me. Surprise! In between move. Okay. I'm still up a pawn. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to take everything I say seriously. Agard seems like a decent author. He's well regarded. He's better than Eric Schiller. All right. Knight takes b4. And this is the point. Clinging to my extra pawn. f5 is impulsive. Just making an impulsive move. Keep calm and carry on. 2 pawns now. 2 pawns is better than 1. I think before f5, he probably has realistic practical compensation. But now it's like he's jeopardizing the safety of his king in addition to the fact that he's down a pawn or 2. You mean having an A for your name is an advantage as an author? And clearly he's lost here. Bishop's very menacing on e6. Definitely not a bad square. I was a little nervous about the back rank, so I played g3. Probably would have been better to play rook to the 7th immediately. I'm trying to make sure his king is extra active for full-on counterplay. I gotta be careful. He almost like accelerated me to death there with the speed. I just about flagged. It's not going to matter now. That's going to be enough. All right. Wow. So interesting opening. Anyway, I got time for 2 more games probably. Maybe 3. But I had like fractions of a second left there. Bishop g4, this is a really annoying move. Wow, even 2019, Ding versus Aronian. So, probably not a bad variation to play in reality. There's an interesting move here for white, knight e5. Engine doesn't buy it. If you don't want to get pinned, this is your last chance to play knight e5, I guess. But it does seem like we're moving the same piece twice. So this looks critical. So bishop g5 right away without h3. Queen b3 is rarely played. Bishop takes c3. B takes c, so you allow the smashing of the kingside pawns. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you're going to allow this to happen to your kingside, you definitely don't want the pawn to be on h3. It's more compact to have it back on h2. If I'm going to let it mess up my kingside, yeah, this is... I don't really like this line, but okay. So I have to play bishop g5 right away. Better to play it without throwing in h3. Bishop c3, bc, and you can also play bishop e7. This is fairly solid for black. bc here. And now Mr. Coffee knight on bd7, apparently, is a different story. Anyway, interesting line. Very frustrating to play against that. Let's see. Snake Man, 82 games. All right, that's not... I want 100 games from you guys. I want to see 100 games. Baron's in. We know. I have time for 2 or 3 games, max. Maybe just 2. With a 5+3 increment. But I don't accept challenges from players with less than 100 games. 100 rated games, non-bullet. B6, interesting. So we got a English attack. Okay. English defense, whatever. Defense, attack, it's all relative. I've got challenges from someone on sound. Maybe that'll be the only one I get to. I don't think that you guys down there are gonna make it. This is rated only. Haha. Alright, Heine. We played before on Mule Skinner, but again, probably only 2 games. I gotta leave at 1:30. So Simul on Sunday, someone on sound. This is Jonathan Spielman, number 4 in the world. Former world number 4. Like on every list between 1985, the 80 and 1999, he was like never in the top 10. Like one list, somehow he was number 4, and now he puts that in his CV or whatever. It's like a freak rating list. I was shocked, but I think the Spielman played this with Bishop before. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's not Spielman. He was a good English defense player though. I've definitely seen this move. I never played it myself, but it looks okay. Bishop e4 check is fine. King f1. Not in this position. Maybe later. Self-pin. We'll transpose. Actually, I beat my friend Joe in this line. I call him Weed Master. We had an epic game many, many years ago. I think, how did it go now? Queen h4? It must have been Queen h4. Queen h4, knight f3, bishop takes c3 check. Does that seem right? King f1. Queen h5, b takes c. I think Master Joe played Queen h4. I've also played this for black, though. Weedmaster is around the same as mine. He's been retired for a long time, though. He doesn't play. He says it stresses him out too much. I guess he's starting to get, like, panic attacks or something. So he claims. I guess that can happen. I would know. But f5... F5 seems right. Usually played later. This is normal position. Isn't this a normal position? E takes F is bad. I lost with Sebe here. The one time I lost to Attila, it was like pawn takes. No. Queen e2. Right. No, f5 is good. Yeah, why isn't f5 good? Queen e2, I lost against Sebe with that. Maybe I played queen h5, check g6, queen e2. I can't remember, but it was something with queen e2. I always get confused by this variation. This isn't great for white. But I fell into some kind of trap. It was like my first IM tournament in Budapest in 1997. And Sebe was playing. He was one of the IMs. One of my first tournaments. It's weird. I think I'm misremembering stuff. No, but you're supposed to play... Yeah, I guess that's right. Is that right? Knight f6? Oh, man, I don't remember anything anymore. Somehow doesn't seem right. Forgetting everything. Oh, e takes f is legit when there's a bishop on f8. You know, I think that that's the thing. The king can't go to f8. But if you got like whatever, pawn takes f5, bishop takes g2, queen h5 check, and the black king could just simply play king f8, then you're lost. That would be my rule of thumb. Like some lines in the Owen defense or something. If the bishop's, I don't know, if there's no going to f8, then you're in trouble. But this I don't mind for white. You know, I think that white is slightly better here. It looks a little like the famous game Capablanca versus Tartakover. But both sides are okay here. It's not a critical test, but white is okay. That's all. That's what I would basically pronounce for this variation. It's not the critical test of the English defense, but also it's not bad. I would say the position is pretty close. But I can't remember the trap I fell into against Sebe years ago. It wasn't... I don't think he played knight f6. I guess he played knight c6 or something. It has something to do with knight c6. Not knight f6. I should really know, because I do try to play the English attack. I mean English defense, whatever. I don't even know what it's called, and I try to play it. Maybe that's my problem. But it's not part of my current repertoire. I was playing English defense a lot, like 20 years ago. Even a few games more recent than that, but not much. H6 looks debatable. So what's up with d5? A mess, right? Queen takes rook and all that stuff. Wait, if you take on d5, I could take with the queen check and then take your d7 pawn. That could be a problem for black. Maybe, maybe not. But I feel like white should just build up in this position. Maybe rook e3. Is rook e3 a good choice? Okay, time. 73 Mubot whispers. We've got time for one more game. This is going to take another 5 minutes to finish the game, likely. Queen f5, an excellent looking move. I have takes in d5. Let's go for it. Took with the pawn, he tricked me. Tricked me. Almost pre-moved d5. I was sure you were going to take with the rook. This is a problem for black, no? Is it? Man, I don't know. My pawn on c4, that's the question. It's actually kind of complicated. I drive his king away. I have no idea what's happening here. I mean, it's a very complicated endgame. Incredibly fast play by black, though. He has 2 minutes more than me. This seems to be like every game I play, though. Nobody uses their time. They care more about time than about position. But it may just be a matter of not playing increment. The people that don't play increment, they can't adjust. They have one pace, they play 5 minute, and that's it. You know, they're playing 5-3, the same pace, they're playing 5-0. I didn't used to play with increment. It took me a while to get used to it, so I understand. But I was forced. I mean, now every tournament that you go to, hopefully they start again, over the board tournaments, they'll always have increment time controls. So If you don't know how to play with increment, you're in trouble. If you play like over the board chess, you're going to have a little issue with 30-second increment and not, managing your time properly. It used to be a different story. As John Fedorovich said, he didn't like to know how much time he had. The little plastic clocks with the flag hanging. Oh my God. What a wild idea. Black has no space. But the king and pawn game doesn't win for me. Space invaders. Invaders from Mars. Did I miss a good move? Maybe not. Maybe so. I guess I did. Incredible defense by Black. Defending this insanely well. Like a master. Master level defense. I mean, originally I didn't like weakening e6, but he totally made up for it. White is barely better at all. You can't play c6 though, that's true. I don't really want to exchange rooks. Damn, that's a good move. Well, it felt like one anyway. It's still a good move, probably. What? Oh my God. I guess I went the wrong way with my king there. He's totally saving the game. I'm such an idiot, you know? So how do I win this? I don't. I guess that's the answer. I'm not winning. Wow. You don't. How am I winning this? It's a draw. It's just a draw. I can't let him play rook e2. That's messed up. Thought I was winning. I was sure I was winning. Wow. Like, check this out. Knight a game I'm not sure about. Okay, I have no clue. So I can't evaluate that. I play this, he finds rook e4, king f3, rook e1, rook h2, and I figure I'm just winning. Why don't I So this is the blunder. Okay, I am winning if I play king e2. Probably winning. When I play king e4 and let you pin me, this is a serious issue. Alright, that's a big slip. I let him pin me so that I can't play knight c6. Here I'm probably winning. But the opening was all standard, it turns out, I think. Surprising there's only one game where this has been played. That's weird. Okay, now we transposed. I guess the move order was kind of funny. Castle, castle, rook a, e8. You're following Dmitry Bunsman from 1998, who I played the same opening against. I lost against Bunsman the same year in Budapest. h6 I thought was funny. The queen f5 is stronger. He played that a couple moves later. Funny, the engine says rook e3 was the best move, Antony. But I wasn't sure about the placement of my rook here. The rook e2 is second best. Anyway, good game. Time for one last game. Thanks for the donation from Barons and Chess. Really tough game. Played the opening. Even the endgame he played well. To a degree. Although, I don't think he should have given me access to e6. Okay, this is the last game today against someone on sound. I've got to play e4. The best player I played with, Magnus Carlsen, I guess. e4, c5. I'm not a big fan of Carlsen, really, but I'm beginning to kind of respect him more. I really like his technique. What are we going to do? Someone on sound. He's totally on sound. What does he know about these lines? You have to have a lot of knowledge to play these lines. What does he do in this variation? You try to just bust him. I am Andrash. You're like reading all my followers. Acerbate, what are you doing? Acerbate is bored. Clearly bored. Alright, let's see what you got here. I've had to play against this variation a lot. It's one of the more important variations you have to know. Who's the best player you ever played when they were at their top level? Well, I mean, Magnus was a GM already, but he wasn't world champion. Nobody like that famous at their top level. Obviously, I don't get to play in like elite, super elite tournaments. I never played anyone rated over 2,700. Wow, they were 2,700. I don't think. I played this move against Aronian in a Blitz game. Actually, knight d4 isn't really considered that good. I guess it's fine. It's playable. This is my game with Levon. Probably like Ivan Sokolov or Alexander Belyavsky. These guys are not household names by today's standards. Are like the strongest players that I played while they were still near their top. But like 2650s, I didn't really play people who were at 2700. Never easy to get paired with guys that good. And I didn't go to like snob tournaments. Like sometimes you could go to one of these like snob tournaments what is it, like Gibraltar or something, get lucky and get paired with a 2700. But it's hard to do. So c3, what am I doing here? I guess that's my game with Levon. This is not supposed to be great for white though. I don't know why I chose to play this variation actually. Queen b3 is probably better than queen e4. That's a good line too. Well, I like Aronian as a person better than Carlsen. Stylistically, I like him. I like him as a player as well, better. Objectively, he's not stronger in practical terms, but I think he's a much more interesting chess player than Magnus. Magnus has perfected like a system, you know, where he's playing a different brand of chess. I think Aronian is more interesting. So queen e2. I went on to lose this game, of course, with the young Aronian, but I can't remember how it went after this. Someone on sound has memorized the opening theory, I guess. It's amazing though, it's such an obscure variation. He knows exactly what to do. He hasn't been playing this accelerated dragon that long. I don't know what to do. I never played white in this line. I just thought I'd throw him a curveball. I don't even really like this line for black. I play knight b6 here. But back in those days, I just remember knight on db4 was the recommended move by the books. I guess g3 makes the most sense. Try to turn into a King's Indian attack. The knight is a little bit misplaced on a6. Need to make sure our pawn remains protected. d5 was all me. Now you're on your own. You found knight a6 on your own. I don't like white. There's not much here. It's a basically creepy looking King's Indian attack, although you have that one issue with the knight on a6. I mean, I'm talking about a Blitz game I played with Aronian like in Spain 20 years ago. I don't remember how it went. You know, after this, I lost eventually with black. But he didn't seem to know the variation beyond this point either. He just outplayed me. He wasn't that famous back then, though. He was just like a random young grandmaster. So, knight c5 looks like an excellent move. Wow. Almost lost already. But that's normal for someone on sound. He seems to have unbelievable opening play. Just naturally. I don't want to lose my last game of the stream. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Danis, what's up? Baratoshi Daniel. Grandmaster from Transylvania. Where do you live? You don't live in Bucharest, do you? I'd like to go back to Romania. I like it there. It's a beautiful country. We got a problem with the d4 push. I got more problems than that. So my plan was to play this. This is just terrible for white. What am I doing? I'm just losing by force, it feels like. What? I'm playing like Super GM. Just losing by force, losing a pawn. This is my plan, but I'm not sure it's good. Maybe I can somehow hang on with white against someone on sound. Someone on sound, you're gonna have to raise your ratings because you're gonna make me look bad. I mean, 1700 in Bullet, I don't care about, but you're 1815 in Blitz over 51 games in 1999. This is gonna start having a negative impact on my viewership. Vampires from Transylvania. That's original. That's original. We're Hungary in Hungary, and they're vampires in Transylvania. I've been to like Dracula's Castle. There are several Dracula's Castle. I'm sure that Danis gets this all the time. It gets kind of old when you're from Romania. People making the vampire jokes, you know. Am I hanging on here? No, we're just lost. Well, that's interesting. Queen c7, a highly accurate move. Maybe I should have played knight on bd2. I'm going to assume this is like 0-0-0, perfect game by black. He's got a minute more than me. Apparently I had an out here with knight a3. I looked at this, but I just thought I was losing a pawn. I don't really get it. I mean, knight e5. I actually looked at this, and I was disgusted by my position. This is a piece? What? So bishop a7 doesn't work. So why am I just not down a pawn? Why is this okay for white? Why would this be okay for white? I'm just like down a pawn for nothing, and I lost my central pawn on e5. How is this? How is this okay? Wow. Someone on sound is now crushing me in Blitz too. He's bad enough in the simuls. My last chance was like some knight move here. Look at the tactics for black. Knight e takes d4, pawn takes d4, knight b4. Placement of the queen on c7 particularly devastating. This is just, I don't understand. He made it an accuracy. He should have played b6, starting bishop a6. Okay, so this is even more deadly. This variation is really bad for white. So I have to play, like, this is really important. I guess I have to play bishop e5 here. I forgot about that. Probably I should remember this. I don't play this variation for white. I just thought I'd play something he wouldn't expect. It appears this is the only way. But I don't like this that much. I don't play this for either side. I didn't think I would get destroyed on that magnitude. I mean, how often does the guy get to play this line for black? How often have you gotten to practice this position, for example? Someone on sound. It took me like hundreds of games to start to play this type of variation well for black. It's hard to just figure it out, you know, quickly. This is just bad. Queen b3 is a good move. Far better than queen e4, I guess. I lost a bad game in rapid chess against this to a Mongolian girl here in Budapest. She knew exactly what she was doing. She's a student of Károly Tibor, Hungarian kind of trainer, and he had pumped her full of information on this opening, I guess, and I went to this rapid game and got crushed. I think I also played knight b6 here. Knight c7 maybe. Knight c7 is better. You know the girl, yeah. I mean, the thing was, like, she was rated 1900 in rapid and like 2400 classical. And I got paired with her in rapid and was like 2000, okay, whatever. No, I didn't know how strong she was. I mean, it was ridiculous. You know, she had some old rating, and then I have to play her. I don't know. I think I'm playing like a 2000, and I'm getting crushed. Yeah. So she's really good. But anyway, you know, I shouldn't play this. This is really bad. Nice game, someone on sound. Perfect execution. I don't know how Aronyan beat me. I didn't play very well with black, I guess. We tried to defend our e5 point, but I had no time. h3 is too slow. I should just go bishop g2. The problem is then you have bishop g4. It's very hard to maintain the e5 pawn. I'm probably just going to just lose this. Yeah, the knight on db4 looks like it's not a good line, but I forgot it's because of bishop b5. This is... With black, I've played knight b6 lately. And knight c7 is a move too. And Leiko's even played e6. So you have all these different variations. Maybe I'm thinking of a different line there. I thought e6 is strange. I thought there's more games with e6 in this position. I swear there was a Leiko game. That's weird. I would swear it. There was a game by Leiko with black. Strangely. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Thanks for stopping by, Danis. Good game there. Someone on sound. Impressive. There's no defense for white, though. Obviously, at the end, I have to lose like all my material after queen b2, knight on bd2, another central pawn, and then, hey, I'm only down 2 pawns in the endgame. So I decided to just lose on time, rather than be down 2 pawns for nothing in an endgame against a killer like this. He's 18-15. Very, very reliable. Typical 18-15 player. He did make 2 inaccuracies, apparently. Knight e6, and what's your other inaccuracy? Castles is an inaccuracy? Really? So knight c5 first. I don't trust the engine. I don't think this is an inaccuracy to play castles here. That's hard to believe. Possible that you do have something better. Bishop f5, knight c5, more direct, maybe. All right, guys, I gotta go. It's running late. I'll be back on Sunday. Again, thanks to Danis for stopping by. Good game, someone on sound. I will be back on Sunday, 6:30 CET. We've got a simul here on lichess with the Panda. Thanks for the final beatdown, making me look like a fish. Someone on sound. See you guys this weekend. We're gonna go try to repair the damage that someone on sound did. Bye bye.